She gets this excited about pizza. I'm excited that the car is fixed, and she's excited about pizza. Oh my God, perfect. Action. Okay,
Peace
bye.
out.
All right, guys, we are back at Whitmore. We're gonna see the conclusion of the 3 problems that we found with this C8. For those of you that don't know, this is a 2021 C8 in Rapid Blue. It's a 3LT, VIN number 390, early build, and it had a few problems. If you want to see the specifics, here is part 1 in a link in the description below. This upload is going to be about the conclusion of these 3 problems and how Whitmore addressed them. These are the things you need to know if you have these problems. So 1, it's going to be the roof liner that was coming down. The second problem is going to be the headlight that was pushing against the paint, which was chipping. They put a shim kit, and the other one was the panel gaps. So with that all being said, let's dive into things in specific and see what they did, see what you need to know if your car is having this problem as well. And as usual, hit the like, share, thumbs up, subscribe. Heard it 1,000 times. It greatly helps the channel and YouTube's algorithm when I have my uploads. I know. We will all say this on our channel, but it really does mean a lot. So thank you guys so much, and let's get on with this this upload. See ya.
It's Mason again, back 1 week later, going over everything we did to Jeff's C8 here and explaining all the fixes we made and adjustments, and yeah, let's take a look and see what all we did.
I think it worked.
I think so too. I'm pretty happy with the
So
way it turned out.
before we're gonna start off with the roof, right?
Yeah,
But before
we'll
we
start
do
with the
that, can you just tell them about this 3M tape? I don't think this roof is going anywhere as far as the liner.
It sure shouldn't. I mean, basically what we did is pulled the whole liner.
We'll just dive down where you're talking.
Yeah, we pulled the whole liner off and then cleaned the old glue off of the carbon fiber.
Was there a lot of glue underneath there, or what?
Yeah, so basically there's glue on this whole back piece. So this whole back piece has a sticky back to it. But it obviously wasn't sticking very good.
Right.
So we pulled the whole thing off, and then there's like a real thin, clear 3M tape that you can use. It's like a double-sided tape. And we basically laid it along the edges, since that was like the main issue, was along the edges.
So all around here is all 3M tape now?
So basically there's a strip of 3M tape there, and then along here.
Dude, I could see how much it's recessed in here now.
Oh, it's way better.
That's so crazy.
And then we also used basically another glue for like the middle pieces, and just re-glued onto the middle as well.
And for those of you who comment and say, well, it's a Chevy. Well, there's other cars that are name brands that are, I don't know, like I said before, they're on fire. So look, everybody has their problems.
Oh, yeah.
And as far as those cars, somebody else pointed out, if you ever had an exotic car, hey, it would drive you nuts.
Oh, absolutely.
I agree. The problem is I love them as well. So I might be willing to tolerate the craziness of that. So I'm not knocking his cars. I'll probably wind up having one soon. So I better bite my tongue. Anyway, so yeah, dude, so it's totally recessed. So
it's way, and you can see like it's not moving near as much, and you're not hearing the sticky tacky noise anymore.
Wow.
I mean, the problem is you got the black carbon fiber, and then it's hard to stick to that carbon fiber as it is.
Right.
And then once you get heat.
Oh, so it's okay.
If you pull this back, it's literally like this right here. It is carbon fiber. So you can see it's carbon fiber here.
Yeah.
It's the same thing underneath here. It's carbon fiber.
So
It
that
doesn't adhere to it very well.
Dude, that's very interesting. So I did not know that, right? So it just goes to show that if you get a carbon fiber roof for your C8, it is true carbon fiber. It's not just a layered, layered top that might be sticked on or whatever.
No, this whole roof is legitimately carbon fiber.
Wow. So there you go. That is the problem that it seems to be occurring, that it's hard to stick to the carbon fiber.
Yeah.
Now, for everybody that's the keyboard warriors that know much more than Mason or anybody else, be free to comment and tell us what you think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Positive or negative, I'll take it.
I mean, it could have been a thing where we just order a whole new roof panel and call it a day.
Right.
But I don't really see the need to order a whole new roof panel.
No, I don't want a whole
something
new.
as simple as just like getting it to adhere.
Dude, but that's sick though. It'd be really awesome if they would have not had this option and had all the exposed carbon fiber.
We were thinking that when we had it off, we're like, man, it actually kind of looks cool.
Does it?
Yeah, because it looks, it looks just like this underneath of it. You can kind of see how you can see the weave.
Oh my God. All right, guys, I need your help. So what do you think? Get this pulled off one day?
It's not coming off now. Not anymore.
And put it clear on top of the exposed carbon fiber. Dude, that would be sick. But it's not going anywhere.
No, it's not coming off. In one piece, that is.
So if you guys have this problem with your C8, contact your dealership. I hope.
Yeah, and some dealers might just straight up tell you, hey, we're just going to order you a new roof panel.
Right.
But, I mean, like I said, I don't really see a need to order a whole new roof panel for something that, you know,
right.
we can try to fix.
I just think that's so cool. It's so cool that you guys went through this extra effort to fix this instead of going to the simple solution of ordering a new roof, wait 6 months.
Exactly.
I mean, you guys dove into it. Yeah. But you know what? I expect nothing less. So just to recap on it, I expect nothing less for them to go this far. Again, these guys, they go above and beyond for everything they do. And they're also very passionate about cars because they're car lovers as well. But yeah, you guys let me know. Exposed carbon fiber, that would be sick. But after all this is not going anywhere, guys. Yeah, it's so cool. And as we look closer, it's hard to tell, but they managed to touch up the spot, put the shim kit installed, and it's not touching the XPEL, which is amazing. So we'll let Mason go over all the specifics.
Yeah, so basically, as I had said before, GM has a bulletin out where they have you take the bumper off. Technically by GM, they'll take it out and actually repaint the whole bumper. Obviously, in this case, we didn't want to paint the whole bumper.
Right, exactly.
You got XPEL on it. So, I mean, you can get the little touch-up bottle. So we basically just got a Rapid Blue touch-up paint. And then my technician, Joel, just touched up just the spot where the paint was chipping. Now, I mean, again, like I said, technically it's not the exact way GM wants you to do it.
Right.
But in a situation where you got, you know, XPEL on it, you got to do what you got to do. So he just touched up that spot. You basically...
Which is a big deal.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is. And then you test fit the bumper back on, and then they basically have a certain gap they want around the whole headlight. So he takes a feeler gauge, goes around the whole headlight, finds...
So it's a gauge where they actually measure...
Yeah. So they basically run a gauge along the lines of the headlight and the body.
That's pretty cool.
And if it's tight in one spot, then you adjust it. You either take a shim away or add a shim in a certain spot just to get it spaced so that it's not contacting.
So just to make sure I'm clear on this, so all right, as a recap, if you have this problem, and like myself, I had XPEL in the car, so I didn't want it fully painted. Mm-hmm. Something to bring up to your dealership if you have XPEL, because I don't think they're going to cover your XPEL.
No, they definitely won't. No, they won't. They won't cover your XPEL that I'm aware of, at least.
Right. And that could be very expensive, right? Especially for myself, my XPEL was cut, custom cut. So bring that to your dealership's attention. Say, hey, I got XPEL in the car. What are my other options? Now, as far as the shims, they're inside here. That's from underneath the headlight.
So basically, there's different mounting spots for the bumper, and then there's different mounting spots for the light as well. So one of them could be a bumper adjustment to get it away from the headlight. Or it could also be a headlight adjustment to get it away from the bumper.
So you're using 3 methods. You can have a shim, you can have a headlight adjustment, or a bumper adjustment.
Exactly, yeah. And those shims just kind of help get the proper spacing where you need the spacing to be to keep it from rubbing.
This is good information for people to know. So,
yeah, absolutely. Because like I said, I mean, it's not super common, but it is an issue that they're having.
Right.
And I'm sure if you look on the internet, you're going to have a lot more people that are having
Oh my God, the internet. Yeah. Well, obviously this is going on the internet, so I can't hate it too much. But, you know, this is straight from the dealership.
Yeah. Yep.
And he's expressing to you what your options are.
Yeah, and like I said, if you're in the situation where you have XPEL, I would just talk to your dealer and see, you know, hey, can you touch it up? Because as long as the customer's okay with using touch-up, I really don't see a reason.
I could barely even tell the touch-ups on there.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not like you have huge pieces of paint that are missing. It's typically only a tiny little piece that's chipped off where, you know, in your situation, it was already kind of hard to see. It was kind of hidden behind that headlight.
Yeah.
I mean, touch-up doesn't look, you know, it doesn't look like fresh paint does because it still is touch-up.
Right.
But
I can barely even tell.
In certain situations, touch-up is going to be okay because you can't really see it anyways.
And I do have a correction on that because somebody pointed out that, wasn't it you that found it?
I was like, what is that?
So you found it?
Me too.
Okay, all right. I'm just standing, you know, put a correction in there. Because apparently when she found this problem, I thought it was like leaf or dirt or something else in there.
And it was the paint.
Now my buddy Frank that has his little Viper, what do you call it? Oh, a Viper. And now bought a Super that looks just like his Viper.
Oh.
Go figure. I don't understand that one. He's the one that found the panel gaps on the side. So
Okay.
Frank, you're getting that credit over there. Okay, so I give up. I didn't find a damn thing, man. Except for the roof line.
Slacking.
I slack. I'm terrible. Stop laughing at me. You're always laughing at me. So anyway, guys, on a more serious note, those are your three options. Well, three methods how they adjust this. Your headlight, your front bumper, and the shim kits. Just goes to show, again, from Whitmore, I know I speak very highly of them, and I'm going to continue to do so. I don't know if all dealerships would have thought of that, you know. Hopefully they would have, but I don't know. So that's something maybe you should bring up to them if they don't bring it up. You know, that's a key point.
So as in the previous video, we talked about how the spacing of the fender was out from the door itself. So kind of like I explained in that video.
Wow, it's so close, bro.
What we had to do is we basically just loosened up the fender in this area here, and I think he did loosen it up a couple spots up
On
here
the top.
as well. And then just basically pushed the fender in, and then retightened all the bolts down properly to get the spacing that
It looks
that we
so good. It's so good. It's so tight. And I know I brought this up previously in part one. Link in the description down there if you guys want to see that. Again, I have XPEL on this, so it is custom cut. It is tucked behind the fender. You want to bring that to your dealership's attention because you do not want to get that messed up. And if your dealership doesn't know what they're doing, hopefully they will, they can mess that up, and just be wary of it. They did not, obviously. This looks freaking perfect.
You just gotta take a little bit extra care when you have XPEL on there to make sure you don't
Little
nick it
extra.
or pinch it or something along those lines.
A little extra love, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly.
A little love.
And like you said, the big thing is just letting your dealer know that, hey, I do have XPEL in this area. You know,
Right.
just watch out for it.
Be very wary of that. Now, there's something else that they fixed, and this kind of blew me away. So I had, and look, by all means, you're not going to get this perfect, right? There's no such thing. But I had everything up here was lined up pretty flush, and then it was kind of out of whack over here.
Sometimes you got to get a little creative when it comes to body spacing and panelly spacing.
Yeah.
So what you can see, I don't know if he'll be able to zoom in on it, but right here there's a rubber or a plastic spacer that's already in underneath the bumper and the body, and this is factory. So these plastic spacers are already in there. But
Yeah, you see it?
sometimes even with those in there, your gap is not going to be proper, and it's going to either pull the bumper's going to be too low, or the bumper could be too high. So what we did in this situation is in certain spots where the bumper was either too low or too high, we added additional spacers underneath these bolts here to kind of bring it up, or take spacers out to bring it down in certain areas as well. And the tech, basically, it was just trial and error.
So he went through every single one of these.
Yep, so he went through every single one, either left them the same or added a spacer, checked to see how the gapping was, or add another spacer, check it again to see how the gapping is.
Wow, that just happened. Guys, forgive me, I don't know what that was.
Basically just trial and error of putting spacers in and taking spacers out, so
Wow.
that you get the gapping as good as you can. Now, like Jeff said, you're only going to get it so good. When it comes to this kind of stuff, it's hard to make it, perfect, because it's really never going to be 100% perfect. But you can get it close to perfect.
Which is amazing because people, you gotta realize, look at all these different, you have to unloosen all these and then play around with each and every shim to try to get this lined up. So,
And luckily the technician that worked on it, he's a perfectionist, and he actually kind of likes doing this kind of stuff. And
you must like doing this stuff, man. You must, have a passion for it and know what you're doing.
He does, and hopefully you.
And what is his name again?
His name's Joel.
Joel, if you're watching this, thank you so much. It's very kind of you.
You did a good job.
Was that the guy that walked by, wasn't it?
No, it was Jared. That's my other Corvette guy.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah.
He worked on my front left.
Yeah. Yep. They both kind of. I have two main Corvette guys here, and they kind of do all their stuff. They have each has their strengths, and Joel's is definitely body panels.
Strengths, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
He ain't calling nobody out. You're both for equal. We love you all.
I do. Those are my guys. Without them, I'd be lost.
And before you guys say anything, yeah, I could lie to you and say that it's my microphone in the bottom right corner. It's not. It's my gimbal. Okay, it's my gimbal. I do apologize. I'm still learning how to operate this gimbal. I'm not a gimbal guy. You know what I mean? I'm not a gimbal guy. I'm gonna tell you.
Baby steps.
And as always, I want to give a special thanks to Mason and Whitmore for letting me film and documenting everything on this process. So hopefully this is a quick solution for you guys. If you have these problems, obviously contact your dealership and let them know what's going on. Like you said previously in the last video, there is a recall, but it's much easier if you just contact the dealership and say, hey, look, you know, this is what's going on with the car. So again, hey, Mason, thank you so much, bro. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. You guys have a great day, and we'll see you at the next upload. Oh, and yeah, she's gonna get her pizza. So,
Oh yeah.
gonna get pizza?
Oh yeah.
All right, we're gonna get pizza. Gotta go. All right, see ya.